Welcome fans to Carver Gymnasium for this evening match featuring the Western Oregon University Wolves and your Western Washington University Vikings. Fans, at this time, please join us in welcoming a very special team here with us this evening as our honorary captains. The Skagit Net is a local volleyball team made up of players from Snohomish, Skagit, and Whatcom County. They are two-time gold medal national champions, winning titles in 2018 and most recently at the 2022 Orlando Special Olympics with a perfect 14-0 record during nationals play. During this amazing run to win 2 national titles, the team dropped only 1 set in Olympic play. Skagit Net is also a 5-time Washington State Special Olympics champion. All of these amazing athletes here this evening play multiple sports, including bowling, volleyball, pickleball, basketball, cycling, soccer, softball, swimming, and golf. And here tonight, they'll show off their volleyball skills with a group honorary first serve and then join the Vikings during introductions as our honorary captains. Fans, here are the teams. The team is head coached by Randy Gagan and assistant coach Lucy Capron. Now let's meet the athletes. Welcome to the court, Grant Brickbeeler, Daniel Brito, Stacy Konzer, Kevin Gagan, Nick Hollins, Mark Moore, Skylar Poor, Nick Rothbauer, Larry Simpson, and Gable Wilkins. Fans, again, let's welcome our 2-time national champion Skagit Net volleyball team. Fellas, serve it up. Fans, one more time for our 2-time national champions, Skagit Net volleyball. Fans, we'd also like to begin by acknowledging that we gather here today on ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish peoples who have lived in the Salish Sea Basin throughout the San Juan Islands and the North Cascades watershed from time immemorial. Please join us in expressing our deepest respect and gratitude for our indigenous neighbors, the Lummi Nation and Nooksack Tribe, for their enduring care and protection of our shared lands and waterways. At this time, would everyone please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem performed this evening by the Western Washington University Pep Band. Now, fans, for the team lineups. First, let's meet the visiting Western Oregon Wolves. Team lineups announced by their head coach, Kaio Nahalea, who is assisted by Becca Holgertz and Dima Ignatovic. Fans, let's meet the team. Welcome to the court, number 9, Emily West. Number 13, Chloe Ashuto. Number 15, Taylor Lamb. Number 16, Kiana Pell. And number 18, Allie Henry. Now the starting lineup for the Wolves. Welcome to the court, number 1, Bailey Hartsuit. Number 5, Bella McClellan. Number 6, Delaney Smith. Number 11, Lainey O'Neill. Number 17, Madison Hornback. And number 21, Ella Nordquist. The libero, number 3, Sophie Matlock. Fans, these are the Western Oregon Wolves. Viking fans, are you ready? Fans, it's now time to meet your number 9 ranked Western Washington University Vikings. First, let's welcome to the court our red shirt players. Finley Clays, Caroline Hansen, Morgan Harrison, Anu Lopez, Delaney Spear, Emily Vassenkuhl, and Asia Stewart. Now let's meet our team. Welcome to the court, number 4, Anna Vanderyacht. Number 5, Kylie Honrud. Number 8, Tupu Lologo. Number 13, Olivia Fairchild. Number 14, Abby May. Number 15, Carly Try. Number 16, Janelle Grant. Number 19, Adele Holland. And number 22, Gabby Gunterman. This evening's starting lineup is announced by our head coach, Diane Flick Williams. Coach Flick Williams is assisted by James Suh, Michaela Hall, Chris Leverins, and Brad Sandin. Fans, now for the starting lineup. Welcome to the court, a 6-foot senior from Auburn, number 3, Anna Marisic. A 5'7" senior from Burien, number 6, Malia Aliaga. A 5'11" redshirt freshman from Olympia, number 10, Devin Ostrich. A 5'11" sophomore from Bothell, number 11, Gabby Kepley. A 6-foot senior from Duval, number 12, Chloe Ritzesender. A 6'1" senior from Auburn, number 18, Callie Heilborn. And our libero, a 5'6" senior from University Place, number 1, Casey Woodruff. Fans, these are your Western Washington Vikings!
Good evening and welcome to WECU Court here on the campus of Western Washington University for today's match between the number 9 ranked Western Washington University Vikings and the Western Oregon Wolves. Wolves come into this game 9-13 on the season, 5-9 in the GNAC play. Vikings 17-5 on the season, 12-2 in GNAC play. All 5 of their losses coming to nationally ranked opponents. They come back home after a road trip out visiting Central Washington and Northwest Nazarene, where they took victories 3-1 against Northwest and 3-2 against Central. I'm joined by Adam Race today. Adam, what is the outlook for the Vikings in this game?
Well, the Vikings just need to bear down to finish out this season. They're going to need to basically sweep the rest of their games to have a good chance at their 5th consecutive GNAC title, coming off a great week with tough wins. Central Washington, a thrilling 5-set victory. And tonight, look out for Callie Heilborn to have another big night, coming off a couple 20-plus kill nights and a GNAC Player of the Week award. Heilborn, I'm sure, will be involved throughout this match. The Vikings will look to get off to a good start.
Yeah, and Heilborn, both those 20-kill games, also double-doubles for her. She makes a start today. Also for the Vikings, making a start is Devin Ostrich, the redshirt freshman. We saw her come in against Central after Gabby Gunterman went down with an ankle injury. Gunterman is active for the game, but not starting, as we're underway here in Carver. Here comes Heilborn. Then she's off to a great start already with the first kill of the match.
Right on true cue, Callie Heilborn finished that one off nicely. Vikings have a bit of a habit to get off to slow starts, but they want to avoid that tonight.
Another player in there for the Vikings we've seen as of late is Anna Marisic. She came in when Fairchild went down with a concussion, and she's earned a starting spot. That one. Attack is good from Western Oregon right there as they answer back.
Western Oregon, a team that hasn't beaten these Vikings in a very long time. 20 consecutive victories for the Vikings. Western Oregon trying to come in and make a shock.
And it was Delaney Smith, the senior, with the kill there. Serve from Oregon. Marisic dug up, and they'll send it back over. Tipped at the net, but Aliaga sets it up. Marisic over to Kepley. Kept alive. Western Oregon again. Gonna get a weak one over. Woodruff digs that out nicely. And here's Kepley again. Deflected at the net, and they keep it alive again. Tipped over once again by Smith. And the Oregon Wolves get another point, 2-1 up for them.
Just a little beautiful dump there from Smith. Tricky play. Vikings weren't ready for it.
Yeah, and Delaney Smith, she's second in the GNAC with her .372 hitting percentage. She had a 13-kill game versus Montana State University Billings, and they're going to get another point right there as the Vikings can't get it over off the serve.
Great service there from Hornback, one of the kill leaders on this Western Oregon team.
Yeah, we see her 204 of those on the year. She sends it over. Zaliaga's going to set it up to Heilborn. Callie Heilborn with another kill. She is red hot as of late.
And note the absence of Gabby Gunterman to start off this game, picking up a injury in Ellensburg in that match against Central Washington. Heilborn will be even more important to this Vikings attack.
She has stepped up so far. Smith sends it over again, and she's going to get another kill.
Vikings not able to adjust early to these dumps from Smith, but they need to try to grab the momentum early in this match, try to control it from the first point to the last point.
Comes a serve. Sophie Matlock, their libera. Kepley sends it over straight to the court. Strong attack from Kepley there.
Powerful strike from the sophomore there. No stopping that one.
So Abby May now comes in for the Vikings. She's going to serve. Ritza Sender also comes in. Abby May, one of those service specialists that Diane Flick-Williams like to utilize.
Leads the team in aces this year with 26. Second, to Gabby Gunterman.
Strong attack there. Bailey Hartsook.
Hartsook averaging 2.37 kills per set. Top 3 in the Western Oregon lineup.
And she got up on that one, showing off the vert. It's going to be Emily West back to serve. As the Wolves have an early lead against the Vikings here at home, 5-3. Ostrich bumps it up. Ritza Center, a soft one. Played nicely by Hartsook. They tap it over but keep it alive out of the Vikings. It'll be Kepley again. unable to save it with the dive, and it'll be another kill for Gabby Kepley.
Another good attack there from Kepley. Players stepping up in the absence of their defending GNAC and Player of the Year, Gabby Gunterman.
And looking at these two teams, earlier this season it was a 3-0 sweep Viking victory. When the Vikings were on the road and faced them, they have 20 consecutive wins, which is Western Oregon. And of their last 13, 12 of them have been sweeps. They send that one over. Good bump by Woodruff to keep it alive. Halborn to send it over, but into the net. Just unable to get a clean attack right there.
Vikings still trying to work through Heilborn. Last few weeks, that's been a good plan of attack. She's been on tonight so far. Uncharacteristic mistake.
She dug that one up. Ritza sender. That one's just long. So now Western Oregon finds himself with a 3-point lead, just holding on to it, holding these Vikings off.
And it's those slow starts that we've had a little bit of trouble with here in Carver Gym. Saw that in that last match out against Alaska Anchorage. Came back to bite them in the end.
Here's the attack from the Wolves. Tip to the net. Woodruff. Ostrich, but it's bumped up by Matlock. Here comes the attack again. Halborn digs it out. And a dump over by Aliaga. Pancaked, but not able to keep it alive after that. So good effort, but to no avail for the Wolves. As the Vikings try and get him back on track here. Aliaga, the sneaky move right there.
Bailey Hartsook with a pancake dig, but just not enough to keep it up.
And it's Devin Ostrich. She had a service ace to go along with her fantastic game against Central. That one's sent over as she bumps it up. Woodruff and Albie Heilborn. Tapped at the net and sent over weakly, but they kept it alive enough. Ritza sender, a hard hit. Deflected at the net, and that's going to be a point for the Vikings. Ritza sender.
Saw some miscommunication in the backcourt of Western Oregon there. Players bumping into each other. Weren't able to get set for that attack there.
Western Oregon not having the greatest season that they would like. It is an improvement from last year. A couple extra wins. They're looking ahead, though. That's going to be a point. Vikings with the lift right there. So Western Oregon making a couple mistakes early. They gave away that early lead that they had by 3, and Vikings have tied it up now. Sostrich is still serving.
The Wolves know they need to play a flawless match if they're going to have a chance against these number 9 nationally ranked Vikings. That's the kind of stuff they need to avoid.
Yeah, number 9 nationally ranked, number 2 in the West region, second in the GNAC behind Alaska Anchorage, who's also first in the West region. So we have 4 games left in the regular season. Likely going to decide who is going to host the West Regional Tournament. Vikings need to win out and hope for some Alaska Anchorage losses.
And we'll be keeping an eye on that Alaska Anchorage Northwest Nazarene game going on right now up in Anchorage.
Should be a competitive one. Northwest tied for 3rd in the GNAC. That one's sent out of bounds. And we're all tied up here at 8 so far. It's been a close one, closer than the Vikings would like, but they're going to try and pull away at the end of this first set. They got Casey Woodruff, the libero, back to serve for them. Her serve is over. A little miscommunication on the bump there. Sent over strongly by Smith, and it has been all her for the Wolves today.
Wolves attack going through Delaney Smith right now, and she's been doing a great job so far. 4 kills, 6 total attempts. No errors so far. 666 hitting percentage to start off this first set.
Lainey O'Neill will serve for the Wolves. Currently hold a 1-point lead against the Vikings. Her serve is over. Ostrich. Aliaga to Heilborn. That'll be another Heilborn kill. She's carrying over that GNAC Player of the Week honor. Trying to go back-to-back maybe with it.
Heilborn with 4 kills of her own. Only 1 error.
Heilborn with that GNAC Player of the Week last week. She now has 11 in her career. That sets the program record here at Western. Good dig out by Ostrich, but it's sent over by Smith. Woodruff unable to bump it out. So another strong attack right there from the Wolves. And they're just hanging around with a little small lead. That was Hornback with the kill, excuse me.
Horn, the only other player besides Smith to pick up a kill for the Wolves so far.
And there's an error from Ostrich. We saw the good dig earlier. Play before and unable to repeat that right there as that one goes sideways.
Wolves are holding their own here, maintain a lead throughout the most of this first set. Vikings haven't been able to get their feet under them.
Right there, Kepley kind of backed off that one, and Ostrich wasn't close enough to make the play on it. Kepley might have thought it was going out of bounds, and that's going to force a timeout from Diane Flick-Williams. So the Vikings down by 3, timeout Vikings. We'll be right back from WECU Court.
My name is Morgan Paris-Lanza. I'm the executive director and one of the founding organizers of Bellingham Girls Rock Camp. Not only is it an opportunity for kids to learn music, write a song, express themselves, but they also gain these leadership skills that they might not get in other places. It's a program, it's a culture as well as an entire movement, and we really want everybody to feel like they're a part of it, because they are. We all rock.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
we've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us
And for college sports.
Welcome back to WECU Court here after the timeout. Quick serve there from the Wolves. Vikings looking to capitalize off that timeout. Heilborn dug up. Sends it over, deflected at the net, but out of bounds. So the Wolves get the point out of the timeout. The Vikings are now down by 4.
This is not a situation the Vikings are used to being in. Taking their first home loss in 3 years last time here at Carver Gym. They had a slow start in that match, and they have a slow start here today.
As Heilborn sends it over, she's just been unstoppable so far. The only hope for the Vikings thus far in this game. She picks up her 5th kill already. They're looking to her to try and dig themselves back into this game. She's back to serve now to try and make an impact there as well. So here comes Western Oregon, sent strongly over but blocked by Gabby Kepley at the net.
Smothering defense from Gabby Kepley, nowhere to go, sent it right back down.
And that was a strong hit from Hartsook, but Kepley just sent it right back over. The block before went out of bounds that she tried, but she dialed that one in. Heilborn to serve again, and she serves it into the net for a service error. Not what the Vikings needed there.
Third error of the match for the Vikings. Western Oregon only has 1. That's been the difference.
And the Vikings need to clean it up here. They don't want to drop this set. So here's Aliaga over to Kepley. Deflect at the net. They keep it alive. The Wolves coming back with it. A soft one, a free one over. Vikings, Marisic. Kept live by O'Neal. Bumped up, tipped at the net. Heilborn, great effort to keep it alive, and Aliaga sends it over. But what the effort from Heilborn. Kept alive again by Western Oregon. Sent over, blocked at the net by Marisic.
That's exactly the rally the Vikings needed to try to turn this momentum around, get the crowd into it. What an effort by Heilborn, getting it done on offense and now on defense.
And Anna Marisic with the block. She's been doing that in the last 2 games. She had 7 and 6 in each of those. Finds a block right there. The great effort from Heilborn pays off. Now the Vikings have gotten the serve back. Huge momentum swing, hopefully for them, if they can capitalize. A good serve by May. Sent over by Hartsook, and out of bounds. Good call by May there. Vikings trying to build that momentum now.
Western Oregon can't let that shake them. They have this lead. They just need to hold on to it. But to do that, they're going to need to stay just as flawless as they started this set off as.
They had a strong start, and the Vikings trying to pick it up after a slow one. That one's sent over lightly. Kepley sets it up alive. Heilborn from the back row, and here comes the Wolves to send it over again. Blocked at the net again. Now the Vikings have tied it up.
Ritzesender, one of the top blocking middles in the GNAC. Showing why right there.
So far, the Wolves have been running it through number 1, Bailey Hartsook, but Vikings have found an answer to that. We saw Smith get herself some kills, but haven't seen her as of late in May. A rare service error for her into the net. So a real momentum killer there for the Vikings. Another error for them as well. It'll be Emily West back to serve. Saw her earlier serve for the Wolves. And the Wolves still hold the lead in this game. Held on to it for most of this first set so far. Ostrich bumps that one up to Aliaga Kepley with the attack. Sent over wildly on Matlock, but they still get it over. And it'll be a free one for the Vikings. Ritza sent her a hard hit, but nothing from it. That one, another one sent over weakly. Ritza sender. They keep it alive again, though. See if they can get an attack off this time. They do. Aliaga's right there, though, as Ritza sender's setting it up. Aliaga tried to get the dig out of there. So some out-of-system playing for the Vikings, but they can't capitalize and get the point right there after keeping the rally alive.
Excellent defense from the Wolves, and McClellan finishing it off at the net. Very well done against one of the more high-octane offenses in the nation.
Holding them to their own. That one deflects off the net. And the pancake is going to be not counted. Hit the floor, says the umpire.
Everything going Western Oregon's way there. Bit of luck on the tip off the net.
And it is still Emily West back there, but she serves it straight into the net.
Little smile from West. She knows she might have been a little fortunate on the first one. Doesn't get as lucky on the second.
So now the Vikings trail by 2. They'll put Tupula Logo in to serve this one right here. In need of a good serve. Looking to the Logo to get that, as they get so often. West sets it up. Hartsook. Howborn, a nice dig. Aliaga over to Ostrich. Kept alive by West. Matlock over to Hartsock. Ostrich bumps it up, and Aliaga over to Ostrich again. Deflect at the net. And out of bounds, so point Vikings.
Ostrich, the redshirt freshman, getting it done. For Ostrich, that's her first kill of the match.
And she's coming off a 16 kill, 24 dig double-double against Central Washington in a 5-set match. She also got 4 blocks. That one sent over strong, straight to the floor by Bella McClellan. First time we've called out her name for the Wolves.
The Vikings have hung around, but they haven't gone on that run that we often see from them when they are down. They always seem to bring it all the way back, but not right now.
Aliaga sets that one up for Ritza Sender. Here comes the attack. Good dig by Woodruff. That one hits the back end of the court. Lucky placement right there.
Beautiful placement from Hornback to put it right in that corner.
Hit that one as she was almost fading back, and that's a great serve as the Logo can't dig it out right there. Bailey Hartsook will get the ace for that one, as Western Oregon is now at 20, leading by 4.
Vikings need to stay calm and not get ahead of themselves in this one. Coming in as favorites can be daunting sometimes.
And they answer right back there with Chloe Ritza-Sender. Just what they needed right there, as they're in danger of dropping this first set. That one deflected the net, just sent it off for Matlock to keep it alive. It's going to be Devin Ostrich back to serve now. Vikings in need of a good one. Get things rolling for them. Haven't seen many consecutive points. Here they come on the attack. That one, it's going to be long, no deflection at the net. Hornback too long on that one.
Vikings need to get hot in a hurry.
And they now trail by just 2. We're going to get a review on that to see if it deflected the net. I saw the replay here on my side. Didn't seem to deflect or in real time, but they're going to take a look at it. So looking at this first set so far, Western Oregon, despite being heavy underdogs, have kind of shocked these Vikings. Western Oregon coming off a victory against Montana State University Billings and then a loss to Seattle Pacific, but they have the momentum so far in this first set right here. If this play is to be reviewed and go the other way, it would be huge for the Wolves, but I don't think it will, but we always will see. Vikings, though, trying to dial it back in.
Western Oregon's picked up 5 service aces in this first set. Very impressive performance on the serve from them, and that's really been the difference in this first set. Vikings out hitting Western Oregon 267 to 129, but that 5 service aces for Western Oregon to only 1 service error. Vikings, on the other hand, no service aces, 3 service errors.
Yeah, and for Western Oregon, a team that is last in the GNAC, that's 10th for service aces per set as well as total. It's a surprising game for them so far. Sure, they're proud of it, though, changing the narrative that they have set so far this season. Playing well so far against a very strong opponent. And fans, if you happen to catch the start of the game, you saw the first serve. That was Skagit net. They did the honorary first serve for us here at WECU Court. They're the national championships, winning titles in 2018 and 2022. They had a perfect 14-0 record during those national plays, and they only dropped 1 set. So the review right there, it's going to be Vikings point, as we had thought right there. They did take a look at it, but it's still Vikings point. Ostrich is still back to serve, and the Vikings are down by 2. Western Oregon has looked strong, but the Vikings are trying to pull ahead at the end of this first set. As it drops silent for Ostrich, and she sends it into the net.
That's just been the story this first set. As I was saying, that'll be the 4th service error in this first set for the Vikings.
So some errors have costed the Vikings so far, and the Wolves have taken advantage of it. A weird dig from the logo, but Woodruff keeps it alive, and Ostrich sends it over, and that play is alive. I thought it was dead for sure. Smith, pancake from the logo. Ostrich sends it over. Vikings with some great effort so far. Here comes the attack off the net. Logo again. Woodruff. And Woodruff kept that one alive, and Ostrich sends it over. They get another attack, a soft one. Logo with another dig. Aliaga over to Halborn. Deflected at the net. West sends it over. Deflected at the net and out of bounds. Hornback with the kill. So despite Vikings' effort, Wolves still get the point.
Vikings playing out of their mind on defense in that set. 3 very impressive digs, but it's just not enough in the end. The Vikings need to pick up some points quickly.
And that forced a timeout from Diane Flick-Williams, and we're going to keep it here. So the Wolves are up 22-18, shocking this home crowd and shocking the Vikings, of course. Adam, what has been the story so far for the Wolves to take such a commanding first set?
Well, it's interesting because the Vikings, as I said, were out hitting the Wolves so far. 258 hitting percentage to the Wolves 143. Also more kills for the Vikings. It's just those errors, especially on serves, coming back to bite the Vikings. They have not been able to pick up a service ace yet. 4 service errors, and it's come in those situations where they just need that momentum to stay with them, and they've lost it through that service error. The Wolves, on the other hand, picking up a couple lucky service aces, but also a couple just really quality serves that the Vikings had a lot of trouble dealing with, as well as playing some very solid defense. The Wolves are doing just everything they need to do to try to cause a shock here in the first set.
And so far, that's what it's been. Vikings, of course, reigning GNAC Team of the Week after some stellar games against Northwest Nazarene and Central Washington University, but right now they've been shaken by the Wolves. Wolves are out of playoff contention, but they are making it hard on the Vikings so far as the Vikings go into that last 4. These last 2 games at home played for them. The Vikings would like to win this game on Thursday, and of course on Saturday. That game will be at 5 p.m. You can catch that one here on Vikings TV against St. Martin's. Here comes Halborn for the Vikings, and that one's going to be in just on the line, and just what the Vikings needed coming out of that timeout.
Great attack there from Halborn. Saw the block coming up in front of her, sent it to the side instead. Placed it perfectly.
Placed it right where there was no Wolves to get it. Halborn has had a phenomenal game so far. As Woodruff serves that one over. Here comes the attack. Sent into the net, not blocked. So that's going to be a point for the Vikings with the 4 hits. First time we've really seen Madison Hornback miss on an attack. And the Vikings needed that one right there as they now trail by 2, 22-20.
Vikings picking up the first 2 points out of that timeout.
Exactly what you want to do out of a timeout, as that block is sent out of bounds. So that kind of killed it for the Vikings right there, and the Wolves are 2 points away from taking this first set.
I'd like to remind you that in the last 13 matchups between these 2 teams, only once have the Wolves been able to pick up a single set.
going to be Lainey O'Neill back for Western Oregon. 2 points away from a first set victory. Ostrich digs that one out. Aliaga Marisic off the net. As they come back here, deflected the net, but kept alive nicely by O'Neill. Sent over weakly by Hornback. Halborn digs it out. Marisic kept alive. Matlock and the Wolves come back to Hornback again. Woodruff digs it up. Aliaga there. Halborn with the attack, and another kill for her. Callie Halborn.
7 kills for Callie Heilborn. No other Viking with more than 2. It's been all Callie for the Vikings on the attack in this first set.
She has just been a great star all year for the Vikings, especially this last week with some stellar performances. That's going to force a timeout from Western Oregon, though. We're going to keep it here, of course. 21-23, Vikings down by 2 so far. And bringing it back to what the Vikings are coming off right now, their game versus NMU was a dominant 4-set victory. They won the 3 sets that they won were by an 8 or plus margin in each of those right there, and everyone was contributing to that win. Of course, Callie Heilborn had an insane match with her double-double in the 20s for blocks, or not blocks, kills and digs. And then you had Anna Marisic show up on defense. It was phenomenal for her. Then you had the rivalry versus Central. That went 5 sets. The Vikings were up 2-0 and almost dropped that 2-0 lead. In the final 5th set, they ended up winning 16-14. So in danger of dropping that one to Central, but they capitalized on that one. It was a tough one, and it was really Halborn, as we've been talking about. She's just been on fire. And this game so far, in danger of dropping a first set to an underdog, and they would not like to do that right here. They did force a timeout from the Wolves, and we'll see what the Wolves come out right here. If the Vikings can capitalize, maybe getting time to talk it over. They need 4 points to take this first set. So, of course, it'll still be the Vikings serving, and it'll be Aliaga back there.
No room for error for the Vikings as this first set concludes.
That one is over. Tipped over by Smith. Kepley keeps it alive. Woodruff. Ostrich hits it over. Wolves on the attack now. Smith blocked at the net.
Great play at the net there by Marisic, as well as Kepley.
Both of them playing good defense for the Vikings historically so far. Aliaga still to serve. Vikings now only trail by 1. Here comes the Wolves. Hit strong. Woodruff unable to keep it alive, and that's Hornback again for the Wolves. They're now at set point. Seen the Wolves run their entire offense through Hornback, it seems, on that outside hitter edge. She's back to serve as well for them. Woodruff digs it up. Here comes Halborn, deflected at the net. Western Oregon setting it up again for Hartsook. Woodruff digs it out, and it'll be sent over the net. So it'll be Wolves' turn now. Sent over hard. Ostrich sends it right over the table. And that's how this first set is going to end for the Western Washington University Vikings, excuse me. So the Wolves, a shocker right there. They take a 3-point first set victory lead. They now lead 1-0, and the Vikings are looking to bounce back so far. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. Teams will switch side for set 2. We'll be right back. Thank you.
We've been graced with this exceptional puzzle that is the planet.
This summer, the Kilauea volcano started erupting.
What we were interested in was expanding our knowledge of the volcano into this domain that's hard to see.
It was the closest I think I'll ever be to seeing such a raw physical process happen in front of my eyes.
This is what we do at Western. We give undergraduates these hands-on research experiences.
This trip has opened my eyes to how incredible research can be. It changed my life.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
Hello and welcome back to Carver Gym, where the Western Oregon Wolves have come in and taken the first set off the number 9 nationally ranked Western Washington Vikings. Western Washington has won 20 straight matches in this head-to-head, but Western Oregon coming in, picking up a 25-22 first set victories. The Vikings have had a very difficult strength of schedule this season. All 5 of their losses have come against ranked teams, but now Western Oregon causing some trouble at home in Carver. Zen, what went wrong for the Vikings in that first set, and what do they need to change going into the second one?
I mean, you talked about it earlier. The errors were just too much for the Vikings, and honestly, the Western Oregon Wolves just had a really strong attack. It was a very diverse one as well. They have Smith, Hornback, and Hartsook all getting their fair share of 4, 4, and 3 kills. The Vikings were unable to go on any runs, and the Western Oregon Wolves just kept getting back-to-back points, and the Vikings could only answer with 1 or so, and it just ended up stacking up against the Vikings, and they dropped an early run here. They're looking to bounce back, of course. We know what the Vikings can do. They're a strong team, number 9 ranked nationally, of course. And Western Oregon, though, they want to carry this momentum in, and they want to dominate here at WECU Court, as teams are unable to do most times against the Vikings. But they did in that first set, and we'll see what happens here. Vikings can bounce back, or the Wolves keep it strong.
Lainey O'Neill will start off this second set with the serve over the net, dug out by Ostrich. Now the attack from Ritzesender, dug by Hartsook. That's down. First point goes to Western Oregon. They maintained that momentum through the first point of the set. They had the early lead in that first set as well. Vikings really just never got their footing.
We've seen Delaney Smith in that middle blocker position get herself some kills.
And there's a service error from O'Neill. And that serve is what, in part, got that first set for the Western Oregon Wolves. They picked up 5 aces to only 2 service errors, but an early service error ties it back up at 1, gives Tupu Lologo a chance to work on the other end.
And this is what the Vikings need. They need to capitalize off the error.
Sent over by Lologo, dug out by Hartsook, sent up by O'Neill. The attack is way long there from Nordquist, and the Vikings now hold a lead. Haven't held many leads so far early in this match, but let's see if they can try to pull away and get a convincing second set victory, try to turn that momentum around. Tupelo to serve. Sends it over, dug out. Up from O'Neill, far side. Blocked at the net, point Vikings. It was Ostrich there at the net getting the block. Make it 3-1 now.
And we've seen the Vikings so far play really good above the net defense when they can dial in those blocks. Copley, Ritzesender, and now Ostrich too. Marisic as well. Been good up there.
Largest lead the Vikings have held so far in this match in a set. Attack there from Hornback, blocked and kept alive. Sent back over. At the net, threw it, it's strong there. O'Neill picks up a kill. O'Neill's been involved early in this second set. Brings it back to 3-2. Service will come from Masson Hornback. Woodruff digs it out. Sent out by Aliaga. Ritzesender's blocked back in the net, keeps it alive though. Kelly Heilborn, wide left. All tied at 3 now.
And a rare miss right there from Callie Heilborn. We saw her in that first set be the only sign of life for the Vikings, and even she misses right there. It can't be a good sign for the Vikings.
Second error of the match. Great dig there by Woodruff off the serve and sent over by Aliaga. Dug by Heilborn. Sent up by Aliaga. Far side, Ostrich, powerful attack. Took a tip at the net. Point Vikings. Vikings retake that lead 4-3 now.
And that was Devin Ostrich right there. We mentioned earlier she stepped in for the injured Gabby Gunterman in their last match. Haven't seen Gunterman tonight. It's been all Ostrich there. She finds herself with a nice kill right there.
Second kill of the match for Ostrich in 6 attempts. Takes a tip off the net but kept alive. Sent back. Did it take a tip at the net? It did not. That is wide, and the Vikings take a 5-3 lead now. Vikings maintaining this 1 or 2 point lead. A bit of the reverse of what we saw in that first set. Western Oregon was keeping that small lead for most of that set.
Vikings just have to be consistent if they want to take this second set.
Ostrich, very good serve, but it is dug out there by Matlock. Sent across, put up by Ostrich. Aliaga back to Ostrich, takes a tip, and it's off wide, off the hands of Madison Hornback. 3 point lead now for the Vikings. It's 6-3.
It's right there, Hornback just unable to dig it out right there. A strong attack coming from Ostrich again. That redshirt freshman really making an impact on a senior-led team.
Ostrich to serve again. Good serve, far side, ace. Just clip that back line. First ace of the match for the Vikings makes it 7-3, and they're showing some real signs of life in this second set.
Vikings are doing what we know they do best, and they should be dominating this game statistically, and they've dialed it back in right here.
Another great serve from Ostrich. Picks up another point for the Vikings. And the redshirt freshman's catching fire right now.
And as of late in this season, that's what it's been for the Vikings, these unsung heroes. Ostrich found herself in a much bigger role as of late compared to the start of the season. In the last 3 games, she's got herself 30 total kills and 43 digs as well.
That kill there will go to Delaney Smith. Smith was so involved early in that first set before giving way to more kills from Hornback and Hartsook, but Smith does have 5 kills to lead the Western Oregon Wolves right now. Service will be the libero, Matlock. Dug out by Ostrich. Sent over Heilborn, hits it lightly, put up in the air by Hartsook. Dumped over but blocked at the net by Heilborn, sent back over with a flick just out of the side. Another point for the Vikings. It's 9-4 now, a big 5-point lead. Vikings showing their class in this second set so far.
So back in the first set, we saw the Wolves get some awkward attacks, not able to get a strong one going over the net, and the Vikings were unable to capitalize on those free ones. They get a point off that one right there.
Sent up blocked at the net by Aliaga. By Aliaga there, but it's dug out by Ostrich. Heilborn takes a tip and it's down. 10-4. And this is the Western Washington Vikings that we are used to seeing here at Carver Gym.
And this is the Callie Heilborn we're used to seeing in Carver Gym as well. She's had herself a phenomenal game so far. 8 kills.
Awkward dig there off the face of Hartsook, but keeps it alive. Woodruff sends it up. Over across, blocked to the net, but somehow kept alive. Ostrich sends it up. Heilborn takes a tip off O'Neal, and it goes down. 11-4. Callie Heilborn now 9 kills.
And last week, Heilborn averaged 5 kills a set. Right now she's at that 9, continuing that consistency.
Long attack there from Bailey Hartsook, and it's all Vikings so far. Timeout will be called by head coach Kaya Naolea. He needs to talk things over with this Western Oregon team that's down 12-4. We'll be right back after the timeout.
Compass to Campus is a beautiful reciprocal relationship that's really centered on how to support young students to see themselves in a different kind of way and see the possibilities for their future.
Allie was one of our first mentors. A lot of people have believed in me along the way, Allie being one of them. She's always inspired me. Now I'm at Western, actually going to college.
It's changing lives for the young students that we work with, and it's changing lives for the mentors who work with them.
Here at Carver Gym, the Vikings have taken a commanding 12-4 lead to start at this set. Zen, what have the Vikings changed in this second set to take this lead? Service here. Sent across, tipped down, but just out.
All right, so going back to right there, Mike cut out for a second right there, but we're all good. We're going. So far, the Vikings in this second set, they haven't been as errorful, if that's even a word. I don't think it is, but I made it up. The Vikings have looked way cleaner this set. Western Oregon hasn't been on any long runs. The Vikings have built up those runs from Devin Ostrich and Halborn, respectively, and it has been a great second set for them so far.
Right here, the attack takes a tip of the net, sent back up by Matlock. Far side, takes a tip of the net and falls down. Kill will go to Bailey Hartsook. Fourth kill of the match for Hartsook. Cuts the deficit to 12-6. Emily West to serve. Had an ace in that first set, as well as a service error. Put that one over the net. Callie Halborn sends it right down to Matlock. Little miss hit there at the net. Not a very great set from Bella McClellan there. And it cost the Wolves a point and a bit of momentum as well. The lead is back up to 7 at 13-6.
Another thing we've seen the Vikings do differently so far in this set has been serve well. They had those errors back in the first set. This so far, they've had 2 service aces. They're 2 of the game.
Good dig from Woodruff on a slide. Over to Kepley, tip to the net and down. Kepley picks up the kill there, her third of the match.
Right there was Woodruff with the good dig. Looking at Woodruff coming into the game, 960 career digs. She's almost at that 1K mark. She averages 3.32 digs per set in her career. She's already got 9.
Another little bobble there at the net, but the Wolves send it back across. Far side, Kepley dug out very well there by Matlock. And the attack there is dug out by Woodruff. Far side for Heilborn. Lightly in and down. Emily West trying to keep that up with the foot. Unable, though. Vikings maintaining this commanding lead. It's 15-6 now. Leah Aliaga to serve. Gets it across. Another good serve from the Vikings, but it's very well returned by Madison Hornback. Seems like she just went down there trying to get a piece of it, but it ends up in the perfect spot where no Vikings could get it.
So an unconventional situation right there. Just caught the Vikings off guard. They're still up by 8, though, and they've been dominant so far in this second set.
Woodruff digs out the serve. Far side attack from Marisic. Takes a tip. No, it does not take a tip of the net. It's out the far side. 15-8 now.
Seems on that replay did not take a tip. I thought so as well in live, but I am not a referee.
And thank God for that. Far back there. Western Oregon getting a couple points back. Making it interesting here, not going away without a fight in the second set.
Just trying to crawl back.
Good dig there from the Wolves, keeps it alive. Sent across, Heilborn puts it up in the air. Aliaga to Kepley, little dump. Pancake dig out by Matlock, but it can't be kept alive at the net by McClellan. Great effort from Matlock, just not enough though. Vikings up 16-9.
Great effort right there, but also a nice touch from Gabby Kepley with the finesse right there. She had 12 kills in that Northwest Nazarene match. She gets one here. Her 5th of the game, 4th.
Errant attack there from Madison Hornback. 17-9 now, excuse me. Vikings just slowly building towards that 25 mark. They've firmly taken the momentum back in this match.
They look a lot more comfortable out there as well with a big lead. They've really dialed it back in from that first set.
Attack there. Great dig by Heilborn. Kept alive by Kepley. Sent across by Marisic. Blocked to the net. Marisic sends it up again. Ostrich. Attack is down for the kill. It was a great dig from Callie Heilborn to keep that one alive. Heilborn's just been everywhere tonight. 11 kills to go along with 7 digs now. And that was a great one. It'll be a timeout called by Western Oregon. We'll stay right here. And then you talked about these Vikings being more comfortable. How was that translated into points in this second set?
Yeah, what I think it leads to is a lot less errors. You know, if you get more comfortable out there, you're not as stiff. So we've seen the Vikings kind of relax, get their offensive plays going, and they've been really strong so far. Going back to what I had said earlier as well regarding Woodruff. So Woodruff is 40 digs away from that 1K mark in her career. She'd love to hit that. Theoretically, if you did some math, that's about, if you take her career average, she'd need about 12 sets to get that mark. Conveniently, there is 4 more games left in the season, which are always going to at least be 3 sets. This one obviously is going to go 4, so she's got a chance to increase that number right here. So she is most likely, knock on wood of course, going to hit that 1K mark, but we'll see from her. She's been a great senior this year so far, and the libero leading this team, always bringing that energy, and she's been great for the Vikings. We'll definitely miss her. We're going to honor her, of course. Saturday is senior night, honoring the 8 seniors here on the Vikings squad. Of course, that 5 p.m. start, not 7 p.m. Tune in on Viking TV a little bit early to catch the seniors receiving their honors for all they've given to this Viking squad.
This senior class contains some of the best players in Vikings volleyball history, including Gabby Gunterman and Callie Heilborn, who are both part of that 1,000 kill, 1,000 dig club. And Woodruff, who's nearing that 1,000 dig club.
Aliaga as well in the top 5 of assists for the program.
And that one took a tip at the net. Goes in favor of the Vikings. 19-9, 10-point lead now for the Vikings. Heilborn to serve again. Sent across lightly, forces a good dig out of Matlock. Now the attack on the far side is a strong one from Madison Hornback. Hornback picking up her 6th kill of the match. She's been a little bit error prone so far, also picking up 4 errors, but she did not make a mistake on that one.
We haven't seen the Wolves run as much through Hornback in the second set as that first one.
Dug out by Heilborn off the serve. Aliaga sends it up for Kepley. Good attack from Kepley. Well placed in a bit of an awkward position, but she still finds court.
Gabby Kepley picking up her 5th kill of the game. 2nd on the team, leading so far in this one.
See Abby May come back in to serve, the service specialist. Picked up an uncharacteristic service error in that first set, but Vikings were just having a lot of trouble overall getting the ball over the net off the serve. May sends it over, just long. Tough day at the office for Abby May from that serve as she picks up her 2nd service error of the night.
Yeah, and for someone that the Vikings rely on for that, of course, as you said, service specialist role. Don't want to see that right there.
On the other side, Lainey O'Neill will serve for the Wolves. They've got a big deficit to try to chip away at. 20-11 Vikings. Sent over and dug out by Ostrich. Ritzesender, just a little miss-hit there. Seemed to catch it a little bit on the wrist. Sent it into the net instead of over it. It's 20-12 now.
And right there, a rare miss-hit for the 5th GNAC hitting percentage player, Chloe Ritzesender.
She does not make a mistake there, though. Finishes that one off to make it 21-12.
Strong attack coming from her. She had a 14 kill, 4 blocks, 16-point responsible game versus Northwest Nazarene, which was a tough one for the Vikings. Of course, ranked 3rd in the GNAC team. She came out strong along with Heilborn, of course.
And that's another good serve from the Vikings. Callie Heilborn that time. And they've really turned it around off the serve. In the second set, that was Tupelo Logo, excuse me, picking that one up. Saw no service aces in the first set, but already they picked up 3 in the second. Sent across, blocked a bit by the net. And set up by Ostrich. Attack from Ritzesender. Finds Earth. 23-12. 11-point lead now for the Vikings as they try to finish off this second set.
And Chloe Ritzesender has came alive. They're running the offense through her as of late in this second set. We didn't really see her in the first set. Flick Williams making the switch and having the offense get ran through her. It's been successful in this second set as the Vikings find themselves approaching a win.
Blocked at the net there by Ritzesender alongside Aliaga.
So Chloe Ritzesender responsible for 3 straight successful tries for the Vikings, but she's unable to get the block on that one. She's still a force there, of course, in that middle blocker role.
Service comes from Taylor Lamb. Flips at the net, but it's kept alive by Aliaga. And a good attack there from Ostrich. Took a deflection at the net. Excuse me, is that one going to go out wide for Western Oregon? Yes, I believe it will. 23-14 now.
Looking at the replay right here from Ostrich. Can't really tell if it got deflected or not.
Vikings were sure they had that point. They were celebrating. And they will review it. Diane Flick-Williams going to the monitor here. Try to overturn that one. Vikings seemed very sure of themselves when they celebrated for that point.
And for the Vikings right here, if they won the challenge, of course, up that lead to 24-13. If it stays, of course, the score will still be 23-14, but Vikings looking to capitalize on this second set. We've seen them be a lot stronger, and I'm not sure if it's Western Oregon in the first set had a lot more luck or a lot more skill, but they were keeping a lot more plays alive than they have this second set. The Vikings have been capitalizing. There hasn't been as many long rallies where both teams are battling back and forth. It's really just been all Vikings so far. They've dialed it back into what we know they are used to doing here at WECU Court, of course.
Absolutely right, Zen. We've seen a lot less of those long rallies because the Vikings have just been clinical in the attack, finishing things off in a hurry. And they really just have cleaned things up from the serve, and their attacks have been just very solid and consistent. I mean, this is just good, high-quality play, and the Wolves haven't found a way to answer, really, in a big deficit right now. And Zen, as we look forward to the end of this GNAC season, these last 4 matches, take us through what needs to go right for the Vikings if they're going to pick up that 5th consecutive GNAC title.
Yeah, so right now, 4 games left for every team in the GNAC. Right now, Alaska Anchorage, of course, holds the tiebreaker on the Vikings, and they are ranked first. So in order for the Vikings to be first in the GNAC, they would need to win all 4 games and hope that Alaska Anchorage loses 2 of their last 4 games. And Alaska Anchorage has 2 tough matches against Northwest Nazarene and Central Washington University, who are tied currently in the GNAC for 3rd. So this week is a huge week for determining those standings, of course. So we're going to see. We'd love to, of course, host the West Regionals. The Vikings, of course, want to play in their home court. But Alaska Anchorage has been a really strong team all season, so, you know, kind of betting on them to drop a game is unlikely. But the Vikings could still hope.
Vikings did pick up the point off of that challenge from head coach Diane Flick-Williams, but now drop a point on the service error from Evan Ostrich. But it is that set point in the second set at 24-14. Carver Gym calling for one more. Aliaga up to Heilborn, blocked to the net, and in. Good defense at the net there. I believe that was Bella McClellan getting up and getting the block there. 24-15, Wolves extending this set. Service from Matlock. Applied by Ostrich. Aliaga sets it up for Heilborn. Attack is tipped. Heilborn sends it across. Good dig there to keep it alive and send it back across off near the stands. Attack now from Ritzesender is dug out very well by O'Neill. Woodruff digs that one out. Aliaga over to Heilborn again. Dug out by Matlock. A dive keeps it alive. Sends it back across. Tupulalogo, Aliaga, Ritzesender, blocked to the net again. Aliaga up for Heilborn. Dig into the stands. And that will be your second set. Vikings win 25-15 and come back from that disappointing first set to take a commanding victory in the second. Vikings even it up a set apiece now. And we'll be back just a couple minutes with the 3rd set here at Carver Gym.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
When I learned about the Sustainability, Equity, and Justice Fund, it was this large sum of money for students to make Western a more sustainable campus. I was in the rec center just kind of thinking about this. People are working out super tough, and all this kinetic energy is wasted. I found out that there were products there on the market that would generate energy for Wade King Rec Center, and just wrote the application for the grant.
It's not about generating electricity in order to feed electrons back into the grid. It's really about educating students. Making that bridge between theory and practice is really key to what we do at Western.
My name is Morgan Paris-Lanza. I'm the executive director and one of the founding organizers of Bellingham Girls Rock Camp. Not only is it an opportunity for kids to learn music, write a song, express themselves, but they also gain these leadership skills that they might not get in other places. It's a program, it's a culture as well as an entire movement, and we really want everybody to feel like they're a part of it, because they are. We all rock.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us
and for college sports.
We've been graced with this exceptional puzzle that is the planet.
This summer, the Kilauea volcano started erupting.
What we were interested in was expanding our knowledge of the volcano into this domain that's hard to see.
It was the closest I think I'll ever be to seeing such a raw physical process happen in front of my eyes.
This is what we do at Western. We give undergraduates these hands-on research experiences.
This trip has opened my eyes to how incredible research can be. It changed my life.
Welcome back to WECU Court here, Bellingham, Washington. After the Vikings took that second set, they now tie it up 1-1 here against Western Oregon. In that set, we saw the Vikings return to the form that we're used to them seeing, that gained them that number 9 nationally ranked title after losing that first set. They gained the momentum here, and they're coming into this third set looking to take a 2-1 lead. Adam, what do they need to do right if they want to take the third set against the Western Oregon Wolves?
Well, they just need to be doing more of what they did in that second set, continuing that solid hitting 265 in the second, 270 in the first. Western Oregon, on the other hand, hitting 133 in the first and .034 in the second. So if the Vikings can just keep that pressure on, then they might see exactly what they saw in that second set, where they just control it from the first point to the last. And as well, from the service line, 3 aces in that second set for the Vikings, none for the Wolves. And you saw in that first set, the Wolves with 5 aces, the Vikings none. That seemed to somewhat dictate the momentum, is who's getting it done on the serve.
It was a much better overall set for the Vikings, that was, and of course they won accordingly for that one. So far in the game, of course, we've seen Kylie Halborn really show out for the Vikings, of course, with Devin Ostrich making an impact. Smith for the Wolves, 7 kills, as well as Hornback with 6. They were unable to really run their offense through Hornback in that second set as we saw them do in that first set, but Vikings found Chloe Ritzesender a lot more than they did in that first set with Heilborn, and so both teams are versatile, and Abby May is going to get this third set underway. Nice serve right there is dug out. Sent over strongly. Heilborn unable to dig it out right there from Hornback.
What an attack there from Hornback, just shot off her hand.
Kylie Heilborn had the positioning on it, just went off the side of her arm. It's Hornback. She's back to serve. Ostrich digs that one up. Aliaga Ritzesender. Good dig right there, but to no avail. Vikings get that one.
We saw in that second set, as you were saying, Zen, there was a lot less of those long rallies, just the Vikings getting it done quickly, and that's the kind of efficiency the Vikings want to keep going in this third set.
Tupelo Logo is back to serve. Her serve is nice. Aliaga jumps at the net, but was not sent over yet. She sends it over to Ostrich, and a strong one hit inside.
Devin Ostrich looking like the player that she's filling in for. Gabby Gunterman on that attack. Powerful, perfectly placed. Nothing the Wolves could do about that.
She's a real bright spot here for this Viking team. And the Vikings have had such consistent success over the years with 8 seniors leaving this year. You know they're going to keep it going. Ostrich is a sign of that. There's an attack from the Wolves that hits the court, and they're going to tie this one up. So Sophie Matlock is back to serve. Woodruff digs that one out. Aliaga dumps it over behind the head. That one's sent over, it's sent back by Aliaga, and Ritzesender at the net.
Tricky play from Aliaga, a little behind the back, behind the head dump, and then good play at the net.
Just sent back the attack from Bella McClellan. Devin Ostrich is back to serve. She's served really well so far in this game. And I jinxed her as it goes out of bounds, and that's going to be a service error from Ostrich.
It's been an eventful night serving for Ostrich. That'll be her 4th service error, go along with 2 service aces.
The best of both worlds from Ostrich. So Emily West is back to serve. That one's dug up by Lalogo. Aliaga over to Ritzesender, sends it over strong, and Ritzesender gets another kill on the game.
Ritzesender really came alive in that second set, keeping it going in the third. That'll be her 6th kill of the match. Ties her for 2nd on the Viking squad right now.
Ritzesender always has that east to west attack. Seems like traveling to one side of the net, sends it over opposite. That's a strong hit and sent over right there by Hartsook. And the Wolves have come out strong, much like we saw them in the first set. Really successful offensive attacks.
We're seeing some venom off the attacks of both of these teams right now.
Ostrich digs that one out. Marisic blocked in the net, but out of bounds. So Marisic finds herself getting the attack opportunity. Capitalizes on that one right there. She's been a late addition senior to this Viking squad. Seen increased playing time after the Fairchild concussion.
Capley comes back onto the court. She has 5 kills already in this match.
That one's sent over and blocked. And out. Vikings seem to disagree.
Heilborn wanted that one, but call didn't go her way.
Was unable to see from my end which it was. Replay right here will show block, and it was blocked, but I couldn't see once again. Looked to be out of bounds. The referee probably got it right. It's 5-5. So Aliaga sends this one over to Heilborn, trying to get that point back. She won't. That one's sent over strongly. Woodruff unable to dig it out, though. It's Madison Hornback with another good kill.
Line judge with a nice catch on that one.
So back to serve is Kiana Pell. For the Wolves, she sends it over. Ostrich digs it out. Woodruff to Kepley, who sends it over. Good dig by Pell right there. And another attack coming, but a great dig by Woodruff. She'll send that one over after the great dig. Here comes the attack. Ostrich. Aliaga will set it up now to Heilborn, who sends it, and unable to get it is West.
That's just mean from Heilborn. Send it right at the face of Emily West, and nothing West could do about it. Just a split second to react.
Heilborn with 13 kills, 7 digs. She's back to serve as well. That one's served over. Tipped over. Shuto. Kepley sends it at the net, and they send it over somehow. Confusing play right there, and Kepley sends it over strong this time. But they keep it alive again nicely. Sent over by Hornback. Dumped over by Smith. Western Oregon finds himself getting a point on another one of those decently long rallies right there after some good effort.
That's a really quality point from Western Oregon, taking a lead now in this third set at 7-6. It's not the domination that we saw in the second set for sure.
And the 6'2", Delaney Smith, able to just send that one back over to the Vikings side. Marisic unable to get it after a messed up attack right there. So now Western Oregon takes a lead right here.
Uncharacteristic for Aliaga to be a part of an error there at the net. The senior, one of the best setters in the GNAC. Just a little bit off on that one, though. Miscommunication with Marisic.
So I must have missed something here, but there was a call I missed because the Vikings now have the point right there on what looked to be a Western Oregon Wolves point. Might have been a net violation, line violation, something like that. We'll see. That one sent over nicely, and the Wolves answer back and get that point right back.
Back and forth stuff. Neither of these teams able to string points together and take a solid lead. Just exchanging blows.
It's been all Madison Hornback so far for the Wolves. Got herself 9 kills. That serve is going to be long and out of bounds from Hornback, though, so the service error costs her that one.
Let's see if the Vikings can take advantage of an error here. Try to grab a lead of maybe more than one if they can pick a couple points up in a row.
Yeah, and it's looking a lot like that first set where we're just having those back and forth one-on-one points where the Vikings can't take advantage. There's a good serve from the Logo. She's going to get the ace for that one.
Second ace of the match for Tupula Logo, who's been just great in service all season and all career here in the blue and white.
Another one of those seniors. She sends it over again. Here comes the attack from Hartsook. That one's deflected, so it's going to be a point to the Wolves for that one. So this set right here a lot closer than that second set. We saw the Vikings really dominate, but Wolves have dialed it back into what they established back in the first set. There's a strong one from Ritza Center, kept alive nicely by Hornback, though. There's a block at the net, but out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Vikings. After some great effort on both sides, the Wolves now lead by 1.
Neither team in this set have been able to pick up more than 2 consecutive points.
Ostrich deflected at the net. And once again, just another back and forth battle from both sides, exchanging those blows 1-1 each. So Ostrich gets that one. She's also back to serve for the Vikings. Been hit or miss so far from back there as here comes her serve. She hits on that one. There comes the attack, but blocked at the net by Ritza Sender. Aliaga was there too. So Hartsook didn't get the strongest attack right there, but Ritza Sender just sends it back over. We know what she does. 1.27 blocks per set, second in the GNAC. Ostrich to serve again. She serves it into the net right there. Her 5th service error on the game.
Just an update from the other significant match in the GNAC right now. It's underway in Anchorage. Northwest Nazarene holds a 13-10 lead over Alaska Anchorage in the first set.
Aliaga dumps that one over into the open court, and she gets the kill.
Perfectly executed dump by Malia Aliaga.
And sometimes I just wonder how she knows when to do that. We see her do it every once in a while. I don't know if it's random, if it's strategic, but every time she does it, it just seems to work.
Eyes in the back of her head on that one.
So here comes the Wolves with the attack. Woodruff sends it back over, just keeping it alive. Here comes the attack. Out and long from Hartsook. So the Vikings now string together a few straight points.
Vikings taking 3 of the last 4 points. Excuse me, 4 of the last 5 points now.
Woodruff is served. Looked like it was going to go long, but Hartsook dug it out. So here comes Aliaga to Halborn. Kept alive by West. The pancake attempt is no good. It's going to hit the court. So good effort, but to no avail right there. The dive coming from Hornback.
Those are the mistakes the Wolves just cannot afford to give up in a close set against a quality side like Western Washington.
Especially when they've been really dominant at some points and shown shades of being the better team. So that one's going to be deflected at the net and out of bounds. So they answer back. They're still down by 2, though, but they end that little run that the Vikings were on. And we'll see if they can kind of counter that Vikings attack that we've seen them show. Ostrich over to Aliaga to Halborn. Blocked at the net. Ostrich with a good diving play. Woodruff sets it up to Halborn. Dug up by Hartsook, sent over to Hornback. Ostrich digs it again. It's going to go back into the crowd.
We already had one ball go our way in this match. I didn't do very well with it, so I'm hoping for another one so I can redeem myself.
And that one was a little airborne, so no chance for us right there to deflect. Serve is over for the Wolves. Aliaga, Marisic, and that's called in right there for Marisic. And Marisic, when she is called upon, she answers so far for the Vikings.
Kepley back on the court. Always dangerous in attack.
Aliaga's serve. So the point right there goes to the Wolves. So now Kiana Pell is back for the Wolves after they got that point right there. Ostrich digs that one out. Halborn just tips it over and then sends it over strong. Halborn with a strong attack right there. Her 15th kill on the game.
It's been the Callie Halborn show tonight. She's been getting it done on offense and defense. Wolves just don't have an answer for it.
And right there, she sent it over soft. They sent it back over to her. She said, fine, I'll send it over a lot stronger, straight to the floor. She's going to serve this one right here. Vikings lead by 2. Hornback. Just going to be long. So a rare miss from Hornback so far.
Update from Anchorage. Things are knotted up 16-16 in that first set now. That's a game the Vikings need to go their way, and that would be a win for Northwest Nazarene.
There's Halborn's serve. Sent over strong by Smith, and in, just touched the line right there.
Western Oregon not going away, keeping the pressure on the Vikings.
And that right there is going to lead to a timeout here. Vikings are up by 2 against the Wolves in this third set, tied 1-1. We're going to be right back from WECU Court.
It's important that what I do as a job is something that I find meaningful. I ended up applying to the cybersecurity program at Western. The aspects of the program that really stand out to me is the hands-on experience.
Being able to work interdisciplinary and bring cybersecurity to marine science, bring it to communications, bring it to everything, is what really makes it interesting.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
So welcome back to WECU Court. Vikings hold a 2-point lead in this third set. We're all tied up 1-1 set-wise so far. Vikings had a dominant second set after dropping that first set in a huge, surprising victory in that first set for the Wolves. They've held their own in this third set, though. Marisic with a soft tap over right there. Vikings will get a free one here from Aliaga. Over to Ostrich. Deflected the net and out of bounds. Another strong attack from Ostrich.
8th kill of the match for Ostrich, second only behind, of course, Callie Heilborn, sitting at 15 already.
Ostrich on 500 hitting percentage as well, also 7 digs. 2 aces as well as Abby May's back. Her serve is a nice one over. West sets it up for Hornback, a strong one. Heilborn's unable to get there. That's what we've seen Hornback do very well so far for the Wolves. Vikings really haven't had an answer sometimes.
The Wolves just continue to stick around in this third set. We've seen a different kind of set all 3 times. First time out, it was Wolves maintaining that small lead. Second time out, it was domination for the Vikings, but now the Vikings holding on to that small lead while the Wolves try to fight back.
So after Hornback's serve, here comes Kepley. A good effort right there from Matt Locke, and that one's going to be deflected at the net, but to no avail for the Vikings. So Western Oregon now only down by 1 right there after the attack from Hartsook. Ostrich digs it up. Ritza sender over to Heilborn. Wolves coming back over to Hartsook. That one's long. So the Vikings get the point right there on a miss from Hartsook. The logo will come in for Kepley to serve, that is.
The logo already with 2 service aces in this match, trying to get a third.
Vikings looking to take that 2-1 lead, approaching that 20-point mark. Logo sends it over. West to set it up for Smith. She just taps it over. Woodruff's right there. Where's to send her a strong one into the stands. Just no answer for that strong hit from Ritzesender. We've seen Sophie Matlock, the Wolves libero, make some really good defensive plays, but that one is just too strong to do anything about it right there from Ritzesender. Ritzesender's got 7 kills in the match. That one's sent over. So Aliaga will send it up, but dump it over once again, Aliaga.
Oh
right into the open court.
Can't do it any better than that. Malia Aliaga just right in the middle of that island where there were no Wolves to get it.
And it's almost the exact same play we saw earlier in this set. Same positioning, place that ball right in the same spot, and it's just as successful. The logo serve. It's going to be long. So a rare miss from the logo. The Vikings so far have found some service errors on people they usually rely on in Abby May and the logo. They both tally 3 together, 2 and 1. Ostrich's attack, deflected the net, kept alive by Matlock. West sends it over to Hartsook, deflected at the net, but Woodruff with a good dig. Aliaga Ostrich again. Another good dig right there. Blocked at the net by Aliaga! She can do it all.
Aliaga making a big difference in this third set, picking up all of her kills in this third set here. And as you said, doing it on the dumps as well as doing it there at the net.
So Devin Ostrich is back to serve. That one flies over. There's the attack. Ostrich bumps it up. Aliaga Ostrich from the back row, deflected into the net. It was a strong one. Just too low, though. So Western Washington is halted. 3 points away from this set victory. And the Wolves try to climb back into it. There's Emily West, the standstill serve. Woodruff. Halborn will get a hit off. Here comes Hartsook, blocked at the net, but kept alive by West. And no move right there from the Wolves. Ritzesender was threatening the block. Did not go over, so the Vikings get that point.
Ritzesender very ready for it, though.
Vikings just 2 away with Woodruff back to serve. She's always pretty consistent. So nothing right there from the Wolves. So over to Halborn with a strong one, bounces off West. Wolves, though, have an answer. They'll send it over softly. Aliaga, Marisic blocked at the net, kept alive and sent over somehow. Woodruff to Ostrich. Kept alive. We got a rally going here, right here. Blocked at the net. Ostrich keeps it alive. Aliaga Halborn, just a soft tap. Tipped up a little bit. Aliaga dumps it over, but they have an answer this time, maybe. Some good effort. Blocked at the net, but out of bounds. So the Wolves capitalize on a long rally.
Long and bizarre rally. We saw a couple of times that ball just seemed to pop up out of nowhere. Wolves capitalize.
It was Sophie Matt getting that good effort on the Malia Aliaga dump, going for her 5th kill of the match. But it was to no avail. There's a timeout on the floor. We're going to keep it here. Vikings 23-20, 2 points away from the second set. Adam, what has been the story so far for the Vikings holding this barely 3-point lead?
Well, this has really just been a great set, really from both teams, both playing some more quality volleyball. Western Oregon hitting .250 in this third set. That's their best set hitting percentage thus far. And the Vikings with a .400 hitting percentage. Both teams just playing really high quality. Neither of them going down without a fight. Vikings showing their quality, Western Oregon fighting back. But so far it's the Vikings just taking that little edge. And, you know, they're the favored team. They have some really talented players, some veteran players. And this is the time when the Vikings just need to buckle down and show that quality that everyone knows they have.
Got to give your props, of course, to Western Oregon Wolves. They've played very strong against the heavily favored Vikings. Of course, last time these teams met, Western Oregon Wolves didn't even come within 8 points of the Vikings when they won their sets in the 3-0 victory. The Wolves have kept it close so far. They've taken a set, which is a rare occurrence when these two teams meet up as of late. And right now, they're still in this third set. Here comes the serve. Hartsook. The logo digs it out, and Aliaga will send it over to Halborn. Straight down. Vikings just 1 point away now. So that's Callie Halborn again. 16 kills, 361 hitting percentage.
Keeping an eye on that Alaska Anchorage game. Currently knotted up at 23 in the first set.
Here comes the attack. And they're going to be successful on that one right there. It was Chloe Ashito. First time we've seen her give her mark on this game so far. So there's the serve over right there, and it's going to go long, and that's how this third set is going to end. The Vikings are going to take a 2-1 lead heading into this fourth set here at home in WECU. Close match right there, close match so far. We'll see if the Vikings can dominate in that fourth one and take it home in a 3-1 victory. Fourth set on the men. We'll be right back after a short break from WECU Court.
Campus to Campus is a beautiful reciprocal relationship that's really centered on how to support young students to see themselves in a different kind of way and see the possibilities for their future.
Allie was one of our first mentors. A lot of people have believed in me along the way, Allie being one of them. She's always inspired me. Now I'm at Western, actually going to college.
It's changing lives for the young students that we work with, and it's changing lives for the mentors who work with them.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Welcome back to Carver Gym. Adam Race alongside Zen Hill on Viking TV. The Vikings have picked up that third set, 25-21. Take a 2-1 lead in this match. They dropped the first set in an upset. Western Oregon has had a lot of trouble taking sets off these Western Washington Vikings in years past, but they came into Carver Gym, took the first one. The Vikings turned it around, got the momentum back with a dominant second set, and a really quality set from both sides in the third. But the Vikings just coming out on top. Zen, what was the key to the Vikings picking up that tough contested third set?
Yeah, for the Vikings, I mean, they came out of that second set thinking they were going to dominate the rest of this match. They dominated that second set after dropping the first one, and the Western Oregon Wolves did not back down. They stayed strong. They had a really strong set that was, of course, but Vikings were just answering on all cylinders. Callie Halborn, Chloe Ritzes-Center, and especially Devin Ostrich, who has had a phenomenal game so far. 8 kills, 467 hitting percentage, 11 digs. 2 more kills. She hits that double-double mark for her, and they've looked at that redshirt freshman with hope. And with all these seniors on this team approaching their final week here at WECU Court, they're looking to take the victory here as they lead 2-1 coming into the fourth set.
Looking to make their final weekend at home with Western Washington Vikings, a memorable one, and big news from Anchorage. Northwest Nazarene University has taken the first set off of Alaska Anchorage 26-24, a thrilling first set. Ends up with the Nighthawks on top, and that is a game, as we've talked about, that the Vikings really need Northwest Nazarene to pick up if they're going to make up that ground at the top of the GNAC standings and try to maintain that GNAC crown that they've held for 4 years now. Alaska Anchorage currently holding a 1-game lead over the Vikings in the GNAC standings, and Northwest Nazarene, a team the Vikings know have the potential to cause an upset against the number 6 nationally ranked Alaska Anchorage squad. This fourth set, will be started off, served from Western Oregon, and a quick point for the Vikings. 1-0 now. Western Washington trying to hold up their end of the deal by picking up these wins at home. Games that they're expected to win. Of course, there is nothing guaranteed. As we saw in that first set, Western Oregon making some noise with that victory, but the Vikings have turned it around and showed why they're one of the top teams in the nation. Tupelo Logo to serve now. Sent up. Sent across by Hartsock. Blocked at the net by Ritzes-Center. Strong block on a strong attack.
And that's what Ritzes-Center does for this team. Floor box versus Northwest Nazarene. 1.27 blocks a set. He's been playing above the net all game so far, playing great defense.
That tip at the net off the serve will fall. Tupelo Logo picks up another service ace. Third of the night. We saw in that first set, Western Oregon getting a little bit of net luck off the serve, and right there, Tupelo Logo gets a good bounce off the top of the net to pick up that ace. Sends this one across, dug out this time. Sent across, takes a tip off the net, and they can't get it across. 4-0 Vikings. They've come out firing on all cylinders in the fourth set.
So maybe it's something about even and odd sets, because the Vikings dominated the second, and so far in the fourth, they've looked off to a fantastic start. Hasn't been as close as that third or first set was to start off. Saw the Wolves hanging around.
That one sent across, might have gone out on the side, but it's kept alive. And that one is sent long, 5-0 now. It's all Vikings in set number 4.
Right now, this is dangerous territory for the Wolves. Down in the set count, down early to start the, potentially game-ending set, and momentum could not swing their way right now.
Tupelo Logo has made a big impact in this fourth set. That one is sent across and dug out by Logo. Sent up in the air. Ostrich dug out. Attack from Hartsook. Blocked at the net again by Ritzes-Center. Very similar to that first point we saw where Ritzes-Center just went up and sent it right back. One of the best blocking middles in the GNAC and one of the best blocking middles in the history of WWU Volleyball. Gets it done again.
She's got herself 2 solo blocks, 6 block assists on the game. She's been everywhere above that net for the Vikings.
There's that one. Dive from Heilborn. Can't go to get it. Wolves pick up their first point of the set, 6-1.
And the Wolves down early. Get that first point to try and swing things their way. They need it big here.
Attack there from Ostrich. Excuse me. Ritzis senders blocks at the net. Sent back. Now it's 6-2. Wolves showing it a little bit of life now. Serve from Lobero, Matlock. Across the net, set up by Heilborn. Ostrich, long, 6-3 now. And the Wolves, after dropping the first 6 points of the set, have come back with 3 of their own.
Yeah, Western Oregon right here just showing that you can go on a run, I can answer with my own.
Matlock, dug out by Woodruff. Attack from Ostrich. Tip to the net, kept alive and sent across there. On the dump, a dive from Ostrich and Lologo. It's still somehow up in the air, but now falls down to the court. 6-4, 4 in a row for the Wolves. Not going away without a fight in this 4th set.
The Vikings right now looked really strong. It started out and the Wolves have answered accordingly. Vikings got to try and dial it back in here and dominate this 4th set like they'd like to, and it looked like they were going to start it. But the Wolves, once they got the serve, have answered.
A little bit of an errant dig there from the logo, but it's kept alive by Aliaga and sent across by Woodruff. Up in the air, far side, took a tip at the net. Excuse me, did not take a tip at the net. Went outside to the far side, and the Vikings stopped that point streak that the Wolves had going, make it 7-4 now.
Yeah, and right there it was Ella Nordquist for the Wolves. Seemed to just go off the side of her hand right there and trail out of bounds.
Ostrich now the serve. Hartsook, way long. Excuse me, took a tip at the net. This is why they pay the officials.
I talked about it earlier. I get almost all these wrong. I thought that one wasn't deflected. The one before looked like it was deflected, but both of them were the opposite way around.
Hartsook called it out immediately that one took a deflection. She was right, and it's 7-5 now, and that's a service ace as Ostrich can't dig it out. Here come the Wolves, 7-6.
And for Ostrich, someone who has 11 digs on the match has been really good, leading behind, of course, Woodruff. Rare miss from her.
Attack there from Ritzis senders, kept alive, sent up by Matlock. Far side the attacks, tipped to the net, kept alive by Ritzis sender. Little miscommunication, but Woodruff gets the set up. And that's a good attack there from Callie Heilborn. It looked to be a little bit of miscommunication in the backcourt for the Vikings, but Heilborn cleans up, picks up her 17th kill of the match.
She's just been phenomenal, and especially with the absence of Gabby Gunterman in this match we've seen so far. Of course, Ostrich has picked it up, but Heilborn has really taken the role of that star for the Vikings.
Good dig there from Woodruff to keep it alive. Aliaga sends it up for Heilborn again, dug up by Matlock. Hartsook on the chase as a logo keeps it alive.
Wow.
Sent across by Aliaga. Attack here from Hartsook, little dump. Tipped up by Heilborn and kept alive by Aliaga. Sent across by Ostrich. Attack now on the far side, blocked at the net and sent down. Marisic at the net gets it done. What a defensive stand. It was Tupelo Logo who went chasing back to go get that one and keep it alive, and it pays off as the Vikings now lead it 9-6.
And one of my favorite things commentating volleyball so far this year has just been the effort shown on both sides to keep some plays alive that you would have never thought were going to end up right over the net. And both teams, of course, that have came to the court have shown an entirely great effort.
Attack here from Hartsook is a very good one. Just within the line on the back. 9-7 now. And that attack's really been going through Hartsook a lot in this 4th set. Hartsook leading the Wolves with 12 kills. It's been up and down for her, though. She also has 13 errors on the match. That's another great dump from Malia Aliaga. That's the 3rd time we've seen that, where she's just taken them completely by surprise and just put it in the perfect spot. 10-7 Vikings.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Just keep trying it until they have an answer for it. That's what Aliaga's doing so far, and she's been successful.
Absolutely. Aliaga really turned it on since that third set on the attacking side. Attack there. Well dug out by Ostrich. Heilborn, little tip, finds the court. She feigned a harder attack, just hit it a little bit lighter, took a tip off the players at the net. And no Wolves could find an answer for it. It's just drifted down onto the court. 11-7 now.
Looking at Aliaga back there, 5 kills on the game. That's her season high. She had 4 earlier this season, but finds 5 in this one, season high.
Aliaga showing out on senior weekend. That's a nice attack there from the Wolves, put it at 11-8. Kudos to the Wolves for stemming the tide of that early 6-0 deficit, coming back and keeping this fourth set very competitive. Service now. Stuck out by Ostrich. Far side, Marisic. Great attack by Marisic right inside that corner. 12-8. Third kill on the night for Marisic.
We don't see Marisic get very many opportunities here in this Viking offense as they are so diverse, but when she does, she has found success so far.
Service now for Callie Heilborn. Sitting on 18 kills right now. It's a good serve, but it's kept alive. Heilborn picks it out. Aliaga sets it for Kepley. Good attack. 13-8. Kepley picking up her 6th kill there.
And just how do you answer to this Viking offense? Heilborn 18 kills, Ostrich 8, Ritzesender 8, Kepley 6, Aliaga 5. I'll throw her in there too on the offensive attack. I mean, they're just unstoppable. They're so diverse.
They can hurt you in so many ways, and they're just relentless. Attack there is a good one from Delaney Smith. Smith with her 12th kill. Wolves have 3 players in double-digit kills right now. Bailey Hartsook, Delaney Smith, and Hornback, all with at least 11 kills.
Yeah, and I was giving the props to the Vikings for being, versatile, but the Wolves have been just as.
Sent up by Ostrich, now Aliaga back to Ostrich. Tipped in net and kept alive. Far side, Hornback off the face of Aliaga. We're gonna have a timeout here. Aliaga took a shot to the face there. Take a look at her now.
Not what you want to see right there for the Vikings. Aliaga, Diane Flick, Williams call her the workhorse on their offense, always setting up those hitters in the perfect spots every time. Cannot afford to lose her for the Vikings.
And Zen, tell me a little bit more about this game that we've seen so far from Aliaga, what she's been doing right now. She's kept these Western Oregon Wolves on their toes at the net.
I mean, with Aliaga, she's just unpredictable sometimes. She has 37 assists, of course, in this game, so she's always dime dropping on every single offensive possession. It runs through her, and sometimes when you're preparing to counter the attack that's coming off of her, assists that's either going backwards, forwards, to either outside hitter, and she just dumps it over. That middle of the court is wide open, and that's where she's found success. She's just, versatile. Hopefully she comes back in for the Vikings.
Aliaga will be subbed out. Tupelo Logo will come back in, it will look like.
So the Vikings, a very broad team talent-wise. A lot of great players that don't get too much playing time for the team, but times like these we've seen people get called upon, like Anna Marisic, Devin Ostrich. So we'll see what the Vikings answer right here, missing Aliaga.
Gabby Gunterman now returns. Coming off that injury at Central Washington, Gabby Gunterman re-enters the court, defending GNAC Player of the Year, and such a powerful force in attack for the Vikings all year. Just such an impact player. Great to see her back out on the court here.
And I mean, just how funny is that? Of course, the Vikings lose someone like Malia Aliaga, who we're talking about, has just been dominant this game. And, she gets maybe potentially hurt. Hopefully she's all right, but she gets subbed out and you bring in Gabby Gunterman to replace her. I mean, Western Oregon is probably just like, what the heck, man? Can't catch a break.
Such a tough team to play against with so much talent. A little bit of a misplay there at the net makes it 13-11. And over in Anchorage, NNU holds another lead, 12-11 in the second set. Vikings fans will be rooting on the Nighthawks tonight. That one's dug out by Gunterman. Set up by Lologo at the net. Lologo sends it across. Maybe a little bit fortunate there from Tupu Lologo. Just sticks the arm out, sends it across. A little bit of an unintentional dump. Finds the court, make it 14-11.
We've seen so many of those instances this match where it's just these random hits that just find their way over the net, and just both teams have benefited from it. And right there, Lologo gets that one. Lologo playing that setter role.
Abby May, service specialist in. Serve here. Had a bit of a tough night with a couple of service errors. Sends this one across, though. It's a good serve. Attack there, dump, good dig. Oh, Abby May. Foul against the Vikings, though. Point will go in favor of Western Oregon.
It's called on the logo for the net violation, it seems, on that replay right there. Came in contact with it after coming down on the block.
Unfortunate, as Abby May made a great dig there.
Western Oregon sticking around.
The logo sends it up for Ostrich on the far side. Kept alive. Hartsook blocked to the net, but out. 14-13, Western Oregon, as he says, and they're just not going away. They're staying in this one.
As they have in most of these sets, except for that second one, of course, but I mean, the Vikings have came on top of two of them.
Logo sends it up. Tip there from Ritzesender, catches them by surprise. You thought maybe Tupelo Logo would send it to the far side for Ostrich, but Ritzesender rises up and takes it off it early.
And the Logo right there getting the assist.
Logo filling in right now from Leah Aliaga. For the first time in this match, we're going to see Janelle Grant come into it. Grant, the redshirt freshman. Pin hitter.
Two redshirt freshmen out there with Ostrich as well.
Good take there from Woodruff. It looks like another net violation, I believe, on the Vikings.
Yeah, replay will show it right here. That was Janelle Grant.
Janelle Grant, just a little bit off balance. Called for the net violation. Sent across by Matlock. The logo with the set. Grant with the attack. Dug out. Awkward there from the Wolves. The Vikings have a chance to attack now with Ostrich. Little dump, perfectly placed. Sprawling Matlock couldn't get to it. Just a feathery touch from Ostrich.
And that right there marks a double-double for Devin Ostrich. 10 kills, 13 digs, 304 hitting percentage, 2 service aces. All over the court for the Vikings, making an impact.
Congratulations to Devin Ostrich on that double-double. The redshirt freshman. Janelle Grant blocks that one at the net. Another redshirt freshman. That one sent across. Good dig by Woodruff. Chasing it as Ostrich keeps it alive. Back to Heilborn. And now dug out by the Wolves. They slow it down a bit. The attack now. Another good dig by Ostrich. Callie Heilborn now. Diving dig won't go. 17-14. Exciting point there. Vikings come out on top with some great defense.
And as Diane Flick-Williams, you got to be happy when your top 2 kill leaders are a senior and a redshirt freshman. I mean, that just shows that the Vikings are ready for the future, even though these 8 seniors will say goodbye to WECU Court potentially on Saturday.
Western Oregon will call a timeout. We'll stay right here. Another update from Alaska as Alaska Anchorage has picked up, I believe, 8 consecutive points, make it 12-17 in favor of the hosts and the number 6 nationally ranked squad. NNU not able to hold on to that lead that they were holding in the second set after picking up the first set. As we've been talking about, the Vikings need to be watching that match closely. Alaska Anchorage does hold that 1-game advantage in the GNAC standings. And for Western Washington, it's been such a successful couple of weeks for their athletics as the Western Washington women's soccer team picked up the regular season GNAC championships, and then a 3-0 victory today over Simon Fraser sends them into the GNAC tournament final to be played November 5th. Just a couple days from now. And volleyball trying to answer with a strong finish to the season and a chance at coming back and claiming their 5th consecutive GNAC crown. But they need results like this one in Alaska to go their way. Service will come from Ostrich here. 17-14 is the lead for the Vikings. Attack there, kept alive on a sprawling attempt from Woodruff. Heilborn now Hartsook blocked to the net by Ritzesender. Hartsook again. Another great dig attempt there by Woodruff. She can't send it back the other way. Got a tip to it, but it just kept flying backwards. 17-15 now. Close fourth set. Vikings maintaining that small lead, though. And West will serve. West has picked up a couple of service aces already in this match. Sends that one across. Dug out by Ostrich. Logo sets it up for Heilborn. Great attack. Matlock can't get it. Let's go, says Callie Heilborn. That is her 20th, count them, 20 kills on the night for Callie Heilborn. And just
for
3.5 sets.
Callie Heilborn, I just looked at this for on the season. She's only reached 20 kills 3 times this season now, and it's back to back to back. These last 2 games she hit 20, and this one she finds herself with 20.
Woodruff sends that one towards the scores table. Callie Heilborn needed all 5 sets to get to 20 kills against Central Washington. But she's done it in very quick time here at Carver tonight. Coming off of a GNAC Player of the Week selection, she stays hot.
Her career high is 26, too.
Janelle Grant, powerful attack, gets the kill. Redshirt freshman Janelle Grant picks up her first kill of the match on a vicious attack. Grant will come out of the match now, replaced by the veteran Gabby Gunterman. Vikings bench pumped up about that kill from Janelle Grant, though. Gunterman will come in to serve. 19-16 advantage Vikings. Sent across by Gunterman. Far side, dig by Gunterman off the shoulder. Woodruff keeps it alive. Ostrich sends it across. Set up by West, far side. Dug out once and twice. Ostrich sends it across. Set up now. Too far is the attack from Madison Hornback.
Just what effort.
You're absolutely right. Great effort, great defense, pays off. Just a really solid game, end-to-end today for the Vikings. And that'll be a timeout for Western Oregon. And we'll be back. It's 20-16. We'll be back soon from Carver Gym.
My name is Morgan Paris-Lanza. I'm the executive director and one of the founding organizers of Bellingham Girls Rock Camp. Not only is it an opportunity for kids to learn music, write a song, express themselves, but they also gain these leadership skills that they might not get in other places. It's a program, it's a culture as well as an entire movement, and we really want everybody to feel like they're a part of it, because they are. We all rock.
Welcome back to Carver Gym. The Vikings 5 points away from picking up a 3-1 victory against the visiting Western Oregon Wolves. Second to last home match here on the season for the Vikings. And it's as important as it can get as the Vikings looking to finish off the last 4 games of the season, hoping to sweep all 4 of those games, give themselves a solid chance at that GNAC championship. Showing why they deserve to be one of the top teams in Division II tonight. Western Oregon teams really come in here and played some good volleyball, but the Vikings have answered. Gabby Gunterman sends this one across. Attack there is blocked to the net by Logo and now dug out by Gunterman. Logo sets it up far side for Heilborn. Blocked to the net, kept alive by Woodruff. Logo up for Ostrich. Dug out. And that one is short. The Vikings make it 21-16. They edge closer to that 25 mark.
That's been the story for the Wolves so far. Just some attacks not going their way. Their hitting percentage is pretty low on the night at a 144.
Gabby Gunterman there with the service error. 21-17 now. Vikings had picked up 3 points in a row before that service error there. Still hold that 4-point lead, though, looking to put it away. Serve will come from McClellan. Woodruff digs it out. Logo set to Heilborn. Tipped at the net now. Another kill for Callie Heilborn. She just can't be stopped. I mean, there's nothing more to say, really. 22-17. Heilborn to serve.
She's hitting 400 too. She has 21 kills and a 400 hitting percentage. It's just unstoppable.
That's 400 on 45 total attacks. And now she picks up a service ace. Callie Heilborn, have yourself a night. My goodness. 23-17 now. Callie Heilborn with 21.5 points in this match.
A dig away from a double-double as well.
Blocked at the net, but just out. Marisic got a hand to that, but couldn't keep it in the field of play. 23-18 now. As we look over to Anchorage, UAA has picked up that second set, 25-17, after going on a great run against NNU. That's knotted up at a set apiece. Vikings trying to do their part of the deal here at Carver, though. Callie Heilborn digs it out. Ostrich in. Great attack from Ostrich. We've seen flashes of some really great attacks from Ostrich, just powerful and perfectly placed, and that was another one as we're now at match point, 24-18 in this fourth set. Serve will come from Abby May. One more point to finish it. May sends it across. It's a good serve, but dug out. Attack there. Takes a tip, and it was well placed there. Delaney Smith just got a left hand on it. Send it between the blockers to pick up the point, make it 24-19.
So Western Oregon, despite having a slower fourth set than what we saw in that third one, they're going to try and stick around here and give the Vikings a run for their money.
Horn back to serve, sends it across. Gunterman digs it out. The logo up for Ritza Sender, and that'll finish it off as the Vikings win 25-19 here at Carver Gym. They improve to 13-2 in the GNAC. Western Oregon, meanwhile, falls to 5-10. And tonight it was the Callie Heilborn show as she picks up 21 kills to go along with 9 digs, as well as a service ace. 400 hitting percentage for Callie Heilborn. It was a great night offensively for the Vikings overall. They finished off with a 343 hitting percentage to Western Oregon's 155. Convincing victory for the Vikings in 4 sets. And we'll see you back on Saturday on senior night against St. Martin's as the Vikings trying to finish off this 2022 GNAC schedule strong. But here tonight from the WECU Court at Carver Gym, Vikings win it in 4 sets. I've been Adam Race alongside Zen Hill. From everyone here at Vikings TV, we wish you a good night, and Sko Vikes.